Are the hours leading up to your toddler's bedtime scarier than the thought of being locked in a dark room with Freddy Krueger? If so, have no fear. We're here to talk about how to get rid of those scaries and how to get your toddler peacefully going to sleep at night. What's up, tired mamas? It's Rachel here with the Cradle Coach, and we are talking all about how to fix those bedtime battles with your toddler. We're all pretty familiar with them, and it scares us, right? But we're here to talk about how we can alleviate those scary times and create more of a peaceful process leading up to bedtime. When it comes to fixing the process of alleviating those bedtime battles with your toddler, we want to make this process all about communication. Be very vocal about what's to come and constantly discuss those things throughout the day. So you're preparing your toddler leading up to those bedtime hours. We can talk about how tonight you can't wait to read their favorite books. You're gonna get some nice cuddles in together. You can't wait to see which pajamas they choose tonight. Really just building up that process and letting them know what's to come. We also want to prepare them on what's going to happen after that. As soon as you're in bed, you're going to sleep like a big boy or a big girl all by yourself, and mommy and daddy are going to be right outside the room or something along those lines. As you're approaching the age of 2 and up, it really comes down to control. We want to give our toddlers control over things that don't really matter to us, things that are not detrimental to their health, their safety, their well-being, and of course, in this topic, their sleep. So we want to give them choices. Let them make those decisions over those things that really don't matter to you. Which pajamas are they going to choose that night? Let them have control over that decision. You can lay out 2 different pairs or 3 different pairs of pajamas to allow them to choose, and that way we're not whipping them all out of the drawer, right? But let them really, get involved in that decision-making process. And whichever pair they decide they're gonna wear that night, you are gonna be so thrilled about it. Oh, I love how you look in those pajamas. I love those pajamas. Oh, I was hoping you would choose those, or oh, those look so comfy. Something to really build up that decision and that choice that they just made. When it comes to reading books before bed, which is a wonderful process to have, it really allows you to focus and give them that one-on-one attention, which is incredibly important at some point throughout the day, specifically here leading up to bedtime. So you are going to be the one to determine how many books your child is going to read that night. But they get to make the choices on which books those are. So I like to say, give them a choice, tell them that you're gonna read 2 books to them that night and let them then choose those 2 books. Now, here's what sometimes happens, right? We're going back to those bedtime battles where they're like, oh, I didn't want those 2 books, even though they were the ones who chose the books. Of course, that fun toddler game I love to play. So what I like to say here is, does it matter if we add in a 3rd book? Of course not. It'll take you a couple seconds to read, no big deal. Stop for a second, no. It does matter because remember, this is all about setting the stage. We've communicated our plan with our child and now we have got to follow through on it. So if you were to add in a simple 3rd book, to you, it's no big deal, but to them, what are they learning from that? They're like, oh, well then I can just keep pushing and pushing, knowing eventually I will get what it is that I'm looking for, even though we're talking about something as silly as another book. So tonight, we're not gonna read 3 books. Maybe tomorrow you decide to give them the option of 3 books to read. That's okay, because then you'll set the stage for that plan at bedtime. However, tonight we've determined it's 2 books. They've chosen those 2 books, and I like to really prep them on the process. So as you're reading that first book and you see it starting to come to an end, make sure you're communicating that with them. Oh, we're getting to my favorite part. We're almost done with this book. And then we're going to read your 2nd book. We're gonna go brush our teeth. We're gonna go potty again. We're gonna go say goodnight to your brother or sister. Say goodnight to daddy, give your stuffed animals a kiss and a hug. Go down that list and check off all of those things that you know are going to pop into their head when all of a sudden it's bedtime. So once you're done reading that first book, you can move on to that 2nd book, and same thing there. As soon as you're approaching the end of that 2nd book, we want to kind of prep them on what's to come, right? We're constantly going down that laundry list of items. And as soon as we finish that 2nd book, we're going right into what we said was happening next. Is it time to brush teeth? Is it time to go potty? Is it time to go say goodnight to everybody, to turn off the lights, to get those cuddles in? Whatever we're doing, whatever we've communicated, that's what we're going to go down that list and complete so that they can see the plan you verbalized is what is actually happening. So our toddlers like to throw us for a loop. They're so good at playing games. But I like to be one step ahead of those games. So I like to think about all the things that my child is going to ask for before it's time to get into bed. Sometimes they like to throw in, oh, mommy, I just need one more hug, right? Oh, mommy, I forgot to say goodnight to Stuffy. Whatever the case may be. You know your child best, and you know what they're going to pull out of that hat, right? They're just kind of grasping whatever they can to get you back in that room. So here's our game. We're gonna figure out what that could possibly be and cross all those things off. Did we say goodnight to Stuffy? Let's get one more kiss and hug, and we're gonna make that decision, right? Like, oh, you know what? I need one more hug from you. I need one more kiss from you. So we're really setting the stage there. Now, once it's time for them to get into bed, that's it. We do not want to give in to any more of those requests. And I know that can sound so silly when their request might be so minimal, but we have to remember that we're going back to that initial plan. This is all about showing your child that what you said was going to happen is happening. Now, this is not going to be a process that you see quickly unfold overnight, right? We are still going to see that this takes some consistency, and it takes time on your part to really focus on giving that set plan, allowing them to have those choices both throughout the day and prior to bedtime. So that way they start to pick up on, wow, she's really not messing around. I've got to get in bed now because that's it. Now, of course, you want to couple that up with a sleep training method, something that if your child is getting out of bed or coming out of their room, that you are ready and prepared for. That way we can get right back into the process of getting them back to bed, and there are no more giving into those bedtime battles or those specific requests. So remember, have that plan in place, communicate that plan with your child, prep them on what's to come throughout the process, allow them to make choices over things that don't really matter to you, praise them on those choices they make, and then stay consistent. So if you find that through this process and through your consistency, you're still seeing some of those bedtime battles, have no fear. We are here. Visit us at www.thecradlecoach.com to check out our custom plans, and don't forget to hit like and be sure to subscribe so you can get some more sleep tips that will help you with your child's sleep. Sweet dreams.